Whiskey 9, 7 November, interrogative Alpha Bravo. Negative Alpha Bravo. And this is 7 November Golf. Roger, request you check your Romeo side. I'll go ahead and check my Tango side. 7 November Golf out. 7 November 8 and 8 Class 7 November, say again. 7 November, go. I copied a while ago, 1 Charlie transmission that my can use and 8 5, this is 7 November, Charlie. 8 5 right now. Now 1 Charlie, 7 November, go.
This is 1 Charlie, welcome to your last. You're Brandon 158 extra 5 o'clock, 1200 between teams, local. Also request your unit take outbound message to see if we can try to get Whiskey 9 and 8 for pause with the playground.
And this is 7 November, Roger, stand by.
Got that.
Got it? Alright. And all units, this is 7 November Golf. My unit Alpha, Echo, X-ray Alpha Alpha in there.
One Charlie, Alpha Bravo.
Hey, I never took a dip. I forgot to take a dip.
Whiskey 9, 7 November, interrogative Alpha Bravo. Whiskey 9, Yankee, 7 November Golf, over. This is Whiskey 9, go. Whiskey 9, 7 November, interrogative Alpha Bravo. Whiskey 9, Yankee, 7 November Golf, over. This is Whiskey 9, go. Whiskey 9, 7 November, interrogative Alpha Bravo. Negative Alpha Bravo. And this is 7 November Golf. Roger, request you check your Romeo side. I'll go ahead and check my Tango side. 7 November Golf out. 7 November 8 5, and 8 Class 7 November, say again. 7 November, go.
Welcome to another live stream here at the CivDiv. This channel covers VA disability benefits and veteran-related news. And today we're going to do a live Q&A where veterans can ask their questions and we will answer them in order. Now, today is a little different as we have a special guest. We have Julianna from gammaCore. Hello, Julianna. The first 30 minutes of this live Q&A is going to be focused on the gammaCore device. Julianna is here with us to just go ahead and answer any and all questions about that device. Go ahead and introduce yourself. What do you do? What is gammaCore? What's your elevator speech on that?
Hey, Clayton, thanks for having me, first off. So gammaCore, this device here, kind of looks like a taser. This is an electric device that's available within the VA for migraine and cluster headache. It's designed to treat all types of migraine with or without aura, vestibular, menstrual migraine. And it's pretty cool. You know, it looks like a taser, but it emits a really gentle signal. You put it right over your pulse for a couple minutes and it gets rid of your migraine pain. And you can also use it to prevent migraines. So you can use it all day to treat your headaches. And my position with the company, so I work in medical affairs. So I work with our researchers and marketing to spread awareness about using electrical devices for migraine.
All right. I also have my own gammaCore device. I've been using it for a little bit now. I do like the aspect of using it for preventative care, right? So like 2 treatments in the morning, 2 treatments in the evening. And then I have my, if I have an onset, I'll go ahead and use it a little bit more. But looking at comments, we have Bill says, good afternoon, Clay. Hello. How's it going? That is me right there. We have Rebecca Sanford. Thank you for being a member. Texas in the house. Way too hot for me. Here's our first gammaCore question. Nuclear Chicken, who has an awesome name. He's also one of our moderators, Says, is gammaCore best used for certain types of migraines, or will it work for most types equally? Classic, vestibular, menstrual, and or without auras. I don't even know what any of that is. Can you explain?
You bet. So gammaCore has been studied for just about every type of migraine you can think of, and it will work for just about every migraine, but it works best in migraine with aura. So what that means is when you have headache pain, but also you get some weird spots in your vision, maybe you lose your vision. It can be kind of scary, and it's not great to drive when you have a migraine with aura. And gammaCore gets rid of those types really quickly. It also works great for vestibular. So if you feel kind of dizzy when you get your migraine, and also we do have evidence it helps with menstrual. And even if you don't have migraine with aura, if it's just the classic migraine, it should still provide some relief.
All right. John Kelsey, thank you for the donation. I definitely appreciate that. He asked, which is right down here, Clay, I got a decision letter rating me at 0% for vertigo Meniere's syndrome. Would like to know your thoughts on it. I'm going to answer that, but it did spark a question that I have for you, Julianna. It's a genuine question. We know there are, from the veteran's perspective, when someone says migraines, they're really thinking about everything. Tinnitus, aggravating migraines. They're looking at vertigo, Meniere's. Does gammaCore treat, or is there any like additional benefits outside of just migraine related treatment, like even TBI or any neurological stuff? And then I'll go ahead and answer John Kelsey's about his decision letter.
Yeah. So interestingly, gammaCore helps with dizziness, even if you don't have migraine. We also know that there's a lot of other benefits, because what you're doing is you're stimulating the nerve that's in charge of all of your calm, rest, and digest functions. So I'm sure a lot of you guys are familiar with fight or flight. The opposite of that is rest and digest. And when you use this device, it sends a signal to your brain to calm down, reduces some symptoms of anxiety. And we do think it might help with TBI, maybe with PTSD. We don't have an FDA clearance for that, but it's a nice little side benefit. You use this and your migraine goes away and you might feel a little bit calmer.
All right. I have another question on that too, but I got to answer John Kelsey's first. So first, John, you got rated at 0%. When you look at service connection, that's the hard part. Now you're looking at symptoms, which is generally easy. I would definitely go speak to your VA primary care, or if you're using private insurance, go that route. Look at the 38 CFR code. The VA calls vertigo peripheral vestibular disorders. You're looking at 10 and 30%. It's going to be based off of dizziness. You probably have like some nausea, maybe even some vomiting. Like if you take an elevator, that would definitely be a symptom you'd want to express to your examiner. Get that evidence, submit the increase, and that's pretty much what I would do. Now, I know you've already said what gammaCore is, Julianna. I'm going to ask you to phrase it as if I was 5 years old. All right?
Got it.
What is gammaCore in its most basic form?
So gammaCore is an electronic device that tells your brain to calm down. Is that good? Do you want to?
Yeah. No. Okay. Because I'm no physician or anything, but I have migraines, and I can tell you that when my migraines progressively get worse if I'm super stressed. Okay. Especially if I'm under a lot of pressure, my migraines get worse because of tinnitus for sure. I was a mortarman in the Marine Corps, and it's just very, very loud. So calming down would be a good thing. This is probably, in my opinion, for this veteran audience, the most important question of the stream, which is, will I be able to get gammaCore through VA healthcare? What do you got?
Yes. So 2 big thumbs up. gammaCore is available for all veterans, regardless of disability percentage. So even if you're rated at a 0%, you can still get gammaCore at no cost to you.
Ooh, okay. So a question on that one, because we also had another question. If I have 0% migraines, can I still get gammaCore? The answer is yes. Does gammaCore fall in line with a regular VA benefit. So for instance, if I'm rated at 50% or higher, all of my healthcare is free. If I'm rated at 40% or below, I have to be service connected. If the veteran is not service connected for migraines and they're at 40% or below, will they still have access to using gammaCore?
Yes, as far as I understand it, your migraines don't have to be service connected in order to get gammaCore. So even if you had migraines going into the service and had them when you left, still going to be covered.
Okay. Now, personal question for me, the device itself, because I'll go ahead and show it. I know you have one as well. It's these little electrode things that you put on your neck. Can you describe what it feels like whenever you use it? And then I'll describe what it feels like whenever I use it, because it is a very unique, weird feeling.
Yeah, so this is a fun question because everyone's a little bit different. So I feel like it's as if someone's vibrating my pulse point. And then I also get a little bit of like a tugging in the side of my lip. And it feels like this is the best way to describe it. But what do you feel?
It depends. So there's like a plus and a minus sign that you can click to make it stronger, I guess. And I'm saying that in the terms that I like to speak, right? But whenever I'm at a 12, which to me, as far as I understand it, is a pretty low pulse.
That's
I'm
what
a
I used to
baby.
do.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I'm a baby when it comes to medication or any treatment. And so a 12 is like really pushing it for me. 10 to 12 is pretty good for me. But it definitely feels like an intense relaxation type feeling, if that makes sense. And then it ends after about 2 minutes, and that's it. It's super easy to use. I have my washcloth here. Let me go ahead and just pull this out. My washcloth here, because you have to use the gel, That part is weird for the beard, but you can get over it, I guess.
Yeah, and it dries and it'll kind of flake off if you forget to wash it off. I like baby wipes. Those always help me get off pretty easy.
Do you know how many baby wipes I have in this house right now? A lot. So we have, he said, CM says, oh, it's VA approved. Then I approve of this video. Yeah, that's one of the really appealing aspects to gammaCore and veterans is you can speak to the VA and get this device. Now, we know we can do that. Julianna, can you explain the process? Like let's say I didn't have it, okay? I don't have it. I'm a veteran. I use VA healthcare. What do I have to do to get my hands on gammaCore?
So the easiest way to get it is message your doctor on MyHealtheVet and ask them if they've heard of gammaCore. First off, we're in over 153 VAs, so there's a good chance that your doctor knows about it. If you have been getting treated for migraines for quite some time and you see a neurologist, again, really good chance that they know about it. But you can always message them through the portal and ask to get a prescription for this. It goes through prosthetics. I don't know if that's relevant, but maybe tell them that it's not a drug. There's no drug side effects, so it's going through the prosthetics department. But really, just talk to your doctor and see if they think it's a good fit for you. Something that the average patient that we deal with is it's someone that doesn't want to take drugs or they're tired of taking medications. One more medication, just, it's not good for us to take meds all the time. So if you have a lot of migraines and you don't want to take drugs, make sure you mention that to your doctor too.
Yeah. On that note, and this is going to be super personal opinion, I also have sumatriptan prescribed. And you bring up a really good point because, and this is something I've been vocal about on this channel, is I'm not a big fan of medication. I only take it if I absolutely have to. And sumatriptan does work. There's nothing wrong with it, but it also leads, I'm not functional if I take a triptan. I have 4 kids. If I take one right now, I'm not going to be able to finish this stream. I'm going to go straight to sleep. And so gammaCore for me, you had said something that resonated. You said, if it's a good fit, for me, it's a great fit. And so I haven't taken sumatriptan since I've had gammaCore. And if I can keep that up, that would be great, because my 4 kids and my wife, they say the word dad a lot, and I just have to be present, right, to do whatever it is with them. Now, Bobby D's says, what is the success rate for gammaCore? I don't even know, like, do you have data on this? We're probably going to have to, imply some things here for Bobby. 1, that's a great name, Bobby D's. And 2, Juliana, go ahead and take that away.
So the success rate for gammaCore is about 50%. So 50% of patients saw their migraine days cut in half, but that means that the other 50% still had a reduction in migraine. It just wasn't as significant. So there's a good chance it's going to help. More than 50% of patients will have some reduction in headache pain, but our clinical studies showed that half of patients had their migraine days per month halved, so completely cut in half.
Okay.
The question.
Yeah. This is a question. Okay. So not every veteran prefers VA healthcare. That is a whole topic in of itself. But is it possible for a veteran to use or be prescribed gammaCore without going through the VA? And that would assume their private insurance route, they're willing to pay for it. Maybe they don't trust the VA. Maybe they're in a rural area. They just don't have that access to a VA. There's a billion situations. Is that possible? And then I don't even know this myself. So
yes. So if your son-in-law has migraines and wants to get gammaCore outside of the VA, we do have a prescription for that. Just go to the gammaCore website and you can talk to our customer experience team and they can show you how to do that. It's pretty easy. Yeah, just www.gammacore.com. And then there's a button in the top right-hand corner that should say talk to customer experience.
Yep. I'm gonna put that website down below in the comment section for you, Richard. That way, Runaway Rick, you can go ahead and access that. All right, awesome. Nuclear Chicken is back. Says, are there any medications used to treat migraines that gammaCore should not be used with? I hope you don't say sumatriptan.
So we actually encourage patients to use gammaCore with any and all medications that they're on. There's no interactions with any medications. It is completely safe for any drug that you're currently taking. Since we're talking about it, there is one type of patient that should not use gammaCore, and that's anyone who has a pacemaker. So if you have a pacemaker or really any implanted electronic device, talk to your doctor before using your gammaCore. We want to make sure you guys are safe. That's the only real patient that shouldn't use it.
No, that's I do not have a pacemaker. This is good news. I am safe. We have Mike G with a $50 donation. That's insane, dude. I definitely appreciate it. Thank you very much. We just had a one-on-one with Mike G not too long ago. So, dude, there's no reason to do that, but I definitely appreciate it. Okay. Rebecca Sanford, thank you for being a member, says, can gammaCore be used if the patient has seizures that are TBI related?
So the short answer is we haven't studied gammaCore in every type of patient possible, but the good news is we have studied gammaCore in patients with seizure and also patients with TBI. And there really shouldn't be an issue if they have seizures secondary to that TBI.
Is there, and I'm not sure if you have the data on this. So gammaCore is used for migraines. Got it. We do know that migraines are heavily associated with traumatic brain injuries, whether that's like head trauma or micro TBIs, right? And the reason I'm asking is because I was in Syria, and almost everyone there has been diagnosed with TBI. That's a whole other story as well. It's not fun, but does gammaCore, is there like side effects or benefits for those with migraines and other neurological disorders specifically?
So we think so. And you touched on this. So yes, migraine and TBI are really closely linked. Migraine and PTSD are also really closely linked. And there's kind of like a triumvirate of symptoms that migraine, TBI, I think they call it like the battlefield, like triumvirate of symptoms. And they always result in TBI, PTSD, and migraine. So we are doing a lot of research right now on the effects of gammaCore for TBI and for PTSD. And we think that there might be some benefits for just outside of migraine, TBI, and also post-traumatic stress disorder. So like I said, when you use the device, and I think you said this yourself, Clayton, you feel a little bit calmer when you use it. Mm-hmm. So that's really valuable to PTSD patients. One other thing the device does is it reduces inflammation in your brain. So that is really helpful to patients with TBI. So we do think that it's got some benefit there, but we need to do a little bit more research before we know for sure. But I don't think it's going to hurt them.
Yeah, no, it's great. Also, so I this came across my mind today too as I was using it. All you do is put it on your neck, and then you have to sit here for 2 minutes. I do 2 treatments, so it's about 4.5, 5 minutes to get it start to finish. I would say, just from my experience, it also causes you to just sit down and do nothing for 2 minutes and just breathe, which in itself is a huge thing, especially if you're running 100 miles per hour every single day. Now, we do have some other secondary related questions here. Would gammaCore help neuropathy?
Ooh, good question. And we haven't done any research on neuropathy, but it's something that I would be happy to talk to your doctor about. So if you go to the gammaCore website and get in touch with customer experience and connect us with your doctor, we can talk about it, and maybe it'll help.
Yeah, I have a follow-on question with that too, because it's all related. Have you seen any effects or looking into neurological stuff and gut-related issues like IBS and GERD, and specific to using pulse-like therapy, I guess I would say it?
Yeah. So the nerve that gammaCore stimulates runs from your brain directly to the gut. So if that nerve is all haywire, you probably have migraines and also some GI issues. So like you said, really closely linked. And we think that gammaCore can help with some of those issues. So if you have like a slowing down of the gut, which is called gastroparesis, if you have inflammation in the gut, so IBS, if you've had an operation and have some inflammation related to that in your GI tract, could maybe help. We're going to have to do a little more research before we can start, saying for sure it's not going to be, it's not going to be a cure. I'll say that much. But it's not going to hurt. And yeah, you might have some side benefits related to GI symptoms.
All right. Rebecca Sanford asks, is gammaCore preset for individual needs? Now, I would like to answer this one and then see how I do. You can grade my answer, okay? Right. So as I understand it, it's a prescription, and you are prescribed a certain number. I think blanket is like 30 per, I want to say, day, which would be insane. I'm using 2 in the morning, 2 in the evening, and then I have the ability to use it for onset migraines if they get worse throughout the day. And I think like 21 or in the 20s is like recommended max for the day. That's my understanding. Now, was that preset for me? Is that the blanket prescription? What does that look like?
So I'm going to give your answer an A because you touched on most of it, but you don't get an A+ because
I at least know I know what I need to know.
Yeah, exactly. So gammaCore, and I'll show you on mine. Every day it comes loaded. Every single device comes loaded with 30 stimulations. So that 30, it's backwards on the screen, but it says 30. And that's kind of like the guardrail, so you don't overdose on stimulating your vagus nerve. So you don't sit there all day and just stimulate until you fall asleep. So every device comes with 30 stimulations each day. And we recommend that patients use 24 or less stimulations per day. That extra 6 is loaded on there just in case you turn it on and forget about it, or you're not in the right spot. So it just kind of helps prevent user error, or if any mistakes come up. But I think how you're using it is really perfect. And that's what we recommend is if you have headaches, use it twice in the morning, twice in the evening. And then if you feel any headache symptoms, or even if you're just stressed, that can also help prevent migraine. Use it when you feel any symptoms come on. Yeah, again, for 2 or 4 minutes.
I'm totally going to put you on the spot here. And I apologize for this, but when it comes to using the device, right? And I'm thinking of a veteran going to the VA primary care. They're probably going to be referred to a neurologist to get it prescribed after they do some sort of whatever it is that the VA wants to do healthcare wise. The veteran gets the device shipped to them, probably. Whenever they get it, okay, is there a video, a module it comes with on how to use it? And then to put you on the spot is, can you do a very short demonstration? You don't have to turn yours on.
Yeah.
But like, what does it look like? What do you do? How do you know you're doing it right?
Yeah. So the great thing about this company and this device is the device is shipped straight to the veteran's home. When you open the box, there's going to be a postcard that has a QR code that says schedule your one-on-one training. So every veteran that gets a gammaCore gets free one-on-one training and also any follow-up training. So let's say they do the initial Zoom or phone call with one of our customer experience reps, and maybe they forget how to use it, or they forget what signal, what intensity level they need. You can always call our customer team, and they're always happy to help. They're based in New Jersey, so they're in the US. They speak English and I think Spanish too. And they'll make sure that you know how to use it correctly, because we want you guys to succeed. We don't want you to have a fancy paperweight. We want you to actually use it. So you get a tutorial, there's videos available, and live trainings anytime you need it, Monday to Friday.
All right. So really quick, can you get this from the VA? You absolutely can. Okay. It is free for veterans to get to the VA if your service is connected for migraines and or 50% or above. And if you're not, you still have access to gammaCore through the VA. Now we have Janice Victim. Thank you so much for the $50 donation. That's insane. I always feel weird when that happens. There's no need to do that, but I appreciate it. What about vertigo? I assume this is in reference to gammaCore. Can it help vertigo, dizziness, vomiting, nausea, any of those effects?
Yeah, so there's a good chance that it'll help with vertigo. Even if your vertigo isn't related to migraine, you might still feel some reduction in dizziness, the nausea. And if it is related to migraine, we're pretty positive you'll feel reduction in head pain and also reduction of that dizziness and maybe even nausea.
All right, Bobby Dees is back with the greatest YouTube name ever. Says, I know it's specifically for headaches, but could you use it elsewhere on your body for nerves or something similar? Now, I have a story to tell just because I want to. I broke my wrist before my first deployment to Afghan, and I have a huge scar right here. And a part of that treatment after surgery and doing all that stuff, I got this electromagnetic thing, and it just helped me use my muscles. Okay. But you're month 6 in Afghan. We were on a patrol base. It was a pretty terrible deployment. You get bored. And so I've definitely used electrode, putting patches where patches do not belong and turning it all the way up to 10, which was funny. Now that's my personal story, but for the real answer for gammaCore, can you use it elsewhere on your body?
So it's not going to do anything. You can put it on your arm, you can put it on your head, you can put it, on your stomach, wherever else. But the signal was developed to only really activate this nerve right here. So, and it's a really shallow electric pulse. So it's not really gonna get through if you put it anywhere else. So shouldn't hurt you. We don't recommend that you use it anywhere else besides the neck on either side. Don't recommend that, but it shouldn't do anything.
All right. Nuclear Chicken says, would gammaCore help with a tryptin rebound headache to help break the cycle of pain until the next migraine occurs? So on this one, when I was getting my gammaCore device prescribed, I was asked about rebound headaches, and I had no idea what those were. Can you just talk about that and then reference how gammaCore can help treat a veteran with rebound headaches?
Yes. So what's cool about our device is you can't really overdose because you only get 30 stimulations a day, and there's no risk of a rebound headache because there's no side effects that would cause that rebound headache. And also it treats headaches in a different way than triptans. So if you have a triptan rebound headache, gammaCore could definitely help. Again, every patient's different, but rebound headaches are likely going to respond to gammaCore because you're hitting it with like a different type of bullet almost, if that makes sense.
No, it does. Absolutely. Okay. Angela B., longtime fan of the channel. Welcome back, Angela. Says, I need this. At least give it a try. Going to message my primary care physician today. That's great, Angela. That's awesome. And I do want to hit on something that's specific to this audience, Juliana, is it's going to be VA ratings. And so anytime I talk about sumatriptan or triptan, I talk about it's always from the lens of VA disability ratings. And so how the VA rates migraines or headaches, it's all the same rating, 10, 30, or 50%, and it's off of prostrating migraines, which means they're so bad you can't do anything for the rest of the day, would be like the blanket definition there. For gammaCore, and I know veterans this is probably the most important outside of you can get it from the VA. When it comes to VA ratings, using treatment plan for VA disability is evidence for your claim. And so if you're at 0% or 10% for migraines, speaking with your primary care, speaking with your referred care is going to, not just for healthcare reasons, but it's also going to build evidence for an increase or whatever it is that the veteran is trying to do. My question to you is, do you ever get disability rating questions in reference to gammaCore, or is it always VHA? Because, there's VHA over here, healthcare, and VBA over here. Do you normally get healthcare related questions, or do you sometimes get benefit related questions too?
Yeah, we get benefit related questions. And the easiest way to answer that is your disability benefit percentage doesn't matter when it comes to gammaCore. Your VA providers should be permitted to prescribe this regardless of your percentage. Does that?
No, yeah, no, it absolutely does. On the VHA side of the house, one of the things I also try to stress, so for instance, my sumatriptan prescription is 50 milligrams and I get 9 pills per month. I probably use like 5 or 6 over the span of many months, probably years at this point. And so using your medication, getting the prescription refilled, all that is hardcore evidence to say, hey, VA, I am getting 5 to 6 prostrating migraines per month because I have this hard medical evidence. And I want to communicate to the veteran that it's the same thing for this device as well. Just because it's not a pill, it's still prescribed. You're still using it. I would incorporate it in a migraine log if a veteran is tracking their migraines and what that looks like. And Angela, who's absolutely crazy, thank you very much, Angela, says, all my questions were answered. I just want to give you support because you support all us veterans. Much love, Clay. I love you too, Angela. Okay. On that note, it has been 30 minutes, Juliana. Now we have like 6 questions if you want to answer these, and then we can go ahead and move on to you'll go ahead and pop smoke, and then I'll continue the live Q&A. But if you want to answer these rest of the questions, we can do that.
Yeah, let's rapid fire. Love
Yeah.
it.
Okay. So would gammaCore help with tryptin? Nope, we got that one. I forgot to take it off. Sorry, nuclear. Does gammaCore work by vibration or electric type impulse?
It works with an electric type impulse. So it sends an electric signal through this nerve straight to your brain to calm down your nervous system and also just calm down your brain and help reduce any incidence of a headache coming on. And it also works if you have a headache to reduce that headache pain.
Mm-hmm.
So electricity.
Yeah. I will say this. Since I've been using it 2 in the morning, 2 in the evening, my headaches have gone, like my normal everyday headaches have gone down. I haven't used it on a migraine yet, but I'll update everyone once I do. So to see how that goes. Teddy Woodson says, hey, Clay, is gammaCore similar to a TENS unit? I don't even know what that is. I assume you do. I hope you do.
So, Clayton, the TENS unit's what you used on your wrist, probably with the
oh, okay, nice.
Yeah. So it kind of is like that, but the signal is way different. It's a lot safer. TENS units you're not supposed to use on your head or your neck because it can induce a seizure. I don't know if you tried that when you're in the field.
We did. Yes, we did. That was bad.
And it can be really, really painful to use a TENS unit anywhere here. gammaCore is not painful. Clayton, I'd like to hear, your thoughts on that too. Is gammaCore hurt?
I didn't know the difference of what I was using and what I'm using now. So, when you described it, we put these patches everywhere. You would see people's muscles, like if they put it on their pec, you could see their outline, the definition of their pec muscle. Even if they were, on the chubbier side and they didn't have any definition, it would come out. That's how strong this TENS unit is, especially whenever it's at max. It's not even comparable to the gammaCore device at all. It's such a unique feeling. I've definitely never felt anything like it, and I've used the TENS units before. It's apples and oranges is what I'm what I'm trying to say there.
Yeah,
but
yes, apples and oranges.
Don't put TENS unit on your neck because you're not supposed to. That's good information to know 10 years later. All right. Okay. James says, I was rated 30% for migraines and my doctor ran an MRI and it showed old brain injury. So I've just filed TDIU because my migraines are chronic. Okay. I'm going to imply a question here. First off, I'm glad you're seeking healthcare. When it comes to 30% for migraines, that is prostrating migraines, a little bit less than that 5 to 6 per month. You don't have the economic inadaptability as per the 38 CFR there. When it comes to brain injuries or do you know what TDIU is?
I do not. Can you enlighten me?
Yes. Sorry. So it's I chose this question to hit on TDIU specifically. TDIU is I'm rated at 80% total, but I can't work. Therefore, the VA grants me 100% because I'm out of a job, right? So it's kind of like a safety net, if you will. Do you have patients, veterans who truly have debilitating migraines? Because there's definitely a difference between like having a headache that Tylenol can control and having a migraine, and they're not the same thing at all. Do you have results from debilitating migraines getting better or happening less frequent? What does that look like?
Yes.
For gammaCore?
Yeah. So gammaCore. So we talked a lot about migraine and gammaCore in our studies. We had patients that rated their migraines on a scale of 1 to 10. They were a 10, and gammaCore was able to bring them down to a 0 or even a 1 or a 2. So if you have a debilitating, life-altering migraine, there's a good chance that gammaCore can still reduce that pain really quickly and really significantly. gammaCore also works for a type of headache called cluster headache. A lot of times you'll hear it called the suicide headache because imagine a migraine, but like times 200. And that's a cluster headache. And gammaCore works really, really well for that type of headache. So if anyone in the audience has cluster headache, has ever had a cluster headache, definitely talk to your doctor about using gammaCore, because we're just about the only thing that's approved for that, and it works really well, and you can get your life back. So yes, to answer your question, works for debilitating migraines.
All right. And the last question from Dimensionally Infinite says, how is gammaCore different than TAC-STIM? See, I don't even know what that is either.
Yeah.
But
so this is, I'll tell you. So this is our almost our secret military device. You've done your homework, Dimensionally Infinite. So gammaCore it's the same signal as TAC-STIM, but gammaCore was designed to treat migraines, whereas TAC-STIM was designed to enhance human performance. So if you're in the field, if you're on a mission and you need to be vigilant, you might be sleep deprived, and you need to really focus, TAC-STIM will help you with that, where gammaCore was designed to treat migraines and cluster headaches. But same signal, just a little bit of a different device.
All right. And to end it, Peggy says, my cluster headaches are terrible. gammaCore does help. I would also agree. I haven't used it that long, but since I have been using it, it's super easy. I'm not on medication. I'm not sleeping when I shouldn't be sleeping. Okay. Which means my wife isn't going to be angry that I'm sleeping, although it's due to medication. She just doesn't get it. I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with her. That's a joke. But Julianna, thank you very much for coming on, spending this time with us. And I do want to kind of summarize the big takeaways for veterans. First is speak to your primary care at the VA for gammaCore. It's free. You have access to it. And the second would be you can still use gammaCore as treatment for your VA disability rating. It does not have to be a hardcore, heavy medication like a triptan that's going to put you to sleep and just not function. So any last parting words from you, Julianna?
Just want to thank you for letting me come on. I'm happy to answer any other questions that come on after this. If you want to get in touch with me or anyone at gammaCore, go to our website, www.gammacore.com, and we want to help you. So if you think this might be a good fit, we're always happy to talk to your doctors. And yeah, we hope you find relief. I hope you found this helpful, and thank you for having me.
Yep. All right, Julianna. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Okay, we're going to continue the live Q&A there. gammaCore is an awesome device. I do use it in real life. That's not a joke here. Julianna, I see you're still in the background. You can totally just leave the stream. It's okay. Thank you. All right, OJ Wild, thank you very much. Says, Clay, I recently made it to 100% PNT due to a huge contribution your channel, website, and Discord have provided. First, OJ, thank you very much. I'm super glad and happy for you. Congrats on getting PNT. PNT, the benefits of PNT are bar none, not even the money. It's the state benefits, everything else that comes with it. Chapter 35 are absolutely huge for families. And he says the boost at the Louisville Claims Clinic helped push my claims all along as well. You rock. Awesome. OJ, I do remember you. We did hang out. And yes, if you were at the claim clinic last year, I was there. And I should be going to this year's VA claim clinic provided by the VFW. All right. Now, let's answer everyone's questions here. I'm going to start. Obviously, I'm not, I just need to find a place where I can, a good solid place to answer some questions here. That's not, we did skip a lot. So Richard says, been sending CIVDIV videos. Awesome. Let's look at this one. Just got helped a vet 30 years out of service to 20% service after last week. That's awesome. Runaway, Rick. Lots of gammaCore questions here. Okay. One man's burden. Denied 2 claims, back and radiculopathy. I've requested HLR on back only and a duty to assist error was found. Now I'm being sent for DBQ for radiculopathy. Does it mean my back is now service connected? So they are the same DBQ. If you look at the spine, you're going to see radiculopathy a part of that same DBQ. I would be curious how you know exactly what the DTA error is for. But the way you phrased it, okay, I'm going to say yes, that you could probably assume your back is connected, and now they need to look at radiculopathy. Just because you phrase it this way, and that assumes that you know for sure your back is connected, and that they're going to be adding radiculopathy. Or it could be, if you're looking at nerves, and I'm glad, Kish, you brought that up. Another reason would be a tear exam for nerves, okay? Especially for DTA error, that could absolutely be a cause there. Okay. What I'm going to do is just start from the bottom and go up. Okay. So how do you tell what a DTA is for? The most convenient way, let me raise my chair back up. The most convenient way is definitely going to be speaking. Let's say you have a higher level review. You're speaking to the rater on the phone there. They kick it back. You're having that conversation. You just say, hey, can you tell me exactly what's going to happen? DTA error, what kind of exam am I going to get? And that way you would know if it's a tear exam or whatever's going on there. At least that's my understanding of that. Okay. Shane Adams. Ooh, also went to the Louisville Claim Clinic. Shane, thank you very much. Thank you for being a member as well. Yeah, Kish said radiculopathy is an automatic secondary so the back is connected. So a DTA is likely running down theories for service connection. Yeah, so likely Tara exam there. How do I get all my service and medical records? Yeah, so SF-180 is the form there. If you just Google National Archives, NARC, something like that, National Archives medical records, it's by service, so I have them listed out. So depending on what branch you are in, you can just kind of follow that trail. I can tell you right now, the whole process sucks. Doesn't matter which route you go. You can also request your C file. That's going to take a very long time. And I want to make this clear because a lot of people get this wrong all the time, is you do not need your service treatment records to submit a claim or be service connected at all. It definitely helps, especially in appeals, okay? Especially in appeals, but you don't need to have your service records. The VA, federal to federal, is very easy, and the VA can go ahead and do that. So if you're asking for that reason, don't let that hold you up on your claim there. Okay. Yes. Says great information. Thanks, Julianna. Yeah, she was great. She was cool too. That company, obviously there's a partnership there. You'll see that in the description. But it's free for veterans. I'm very happy to partner with them. I use it. I'm a user of it. So it's another really cool aspect that I can actually talk about the product and how it's helped me at least. Okay, why y'all skipping questions? Well, the pinned comment kind of explains that for the first 30 minutes there. Jose Villa says, I have 90% IU. Will I lose the IU if I work? So I'm going to give you two answers here. One of them is going to be the technical answer. The other one is going to be a personal answer. All right. Technical. There's the federal poverty rate. Dependents don't matter, whatever that federal poverty income limit is. I want to say it's around $15K as of recently. Don't quote me on that. Definitely look that up. That's the technical answer. So can you work? Yes. Do you have to be below the limit? Yes. Now, personal answer. If you are asking about working, probably don't rate TDIU as per me, not per the VA. Okay. Hopefully that is received well. Yeah. Gabriel Golston says, I got 50% for cluster headaches. You might want to use gammaCore, right? You absolutely might want to do that. Hi, Clay, just sign up with VetCom. That's awesome. When it comes to claim companies, I do think VetCom is genuinely the best. They do aim for veterans to be properly rated. There's no Nexus letter mills coming out of there. It's purely your evidence, one-time flat fee. They don't charge on future benefits. I just can't. If you're going to go that route, that's who I would recommend. Okay, but you always have the options of submitting it yourself, using a VSO, go to va.gov, file a claim online, any of those. Yes, Kishkin did bring up a good point here. There is a economic impact assessment for migraines. There's also a TDIU. You can be granted. If you're rated 50% for migraines by itself, that's it, nothing else. And those do prevent you from gainful employment. You can be rated IU as well. So food for thought there. Migraines is kind of a package deal, if you will. And hey, you might want to use gammaCore while you're at it. Denied supplemental claim for knees giving out, falling, and tearing rotator cuff. Why? Your decision letter will tell you why. I would look at favorable findings. I can tell you it's at least one of three reasons. Reason one is you don't have evidence in service. Reason two, you weren't diagnosed. It's likely not reason two. Number three, you're missing the nexus. It's not too often where someone has evidence in service, they have a current diagnosis, and they don't have the nexus. If I had to bet money, it's probably evidence in service. There's a hidden fourth reason there for continuity of symptoms, which really, really is kind of like a kidney punch there. So, yeah. Peggy says it doesn't hurt, but does sting. I wouldn't describe it as a sting. It is a weird feeling there. Okay. Have you seen several conditions addressed in one CMP exam? I have, especially in a Gen Med. Okay. Your Gen Med CMP exams, I've seen many exams, disabilities be examined, evaluated during one CMP exam. Absolutely. For me, I think I'm trying to remember which were roped together. Tinnitus and hearing loss were obviously roped together. My migraines were roped together. My migraines was with knees, shoulders, maybe something else. Maybe. But yeah, so that's 5 conditions, you know. Okay. Caleb says currently at 100 milligrams sumatriptan, that's a lot, and got denied increase, but it does not work most days, so I'm excited to try this. Have an appointment next week. I'd be curious to your increase there because the 100 milligrams of sumatriptan is a lot. Like that is a solid script there that you're on. So I would be curious as to how many times per month do you use it? Is it from the VA? Did you get it private? Did the VA have those records? I have tons of questions looking at that. Okay. Let's get back to the bottom here, which is, AJ, I have 20 for my lumbar. Can I increase it since I'm getting shot for it? So you're getting treatment plan. You're getting injections for your lumbar spine. Can you increase it because of that? The answer is not no. But I can tell you right now, the rating is going to be based on range of motion. This is your lower spine. These are your legs right here. How far can you bend forward, bend back up, side to side, rotation, all of that. To my understanding, injections do help with range of motion. At least that's what I've been told by veterans. I don't get injections. But the point is, you're seeking treatment. I'm curious as to what is your range of motion, not necessarily the treatment that is rendered there. Okay, we have Jose Rios. Thank you very much. Says the CMP examiner said she was deciding favorably to my sleep apnea secondary. That's good news. That is absolutely good news. What else should I be stressing or prepping for? I mean, I don't know how to answer that one, but I can tell you in reference to sleep apnea secondary claim, you're good. Okay. If you have a favorable CMP exam for sleep apnea secondary, you're probably going to be good. I don't think there's a reason to stress out about that at all, dude. That's a solid, probably 50% rating for obstructive sleep apnea, and then your apnea episodes. But yeah, Buick says, I don't know where to begin. Me either. I'm just kind of clicking on questions at this point. I was diagnosed with severe sleep apnea. I followed it secondary for my major depression. If so, will it be hard to get it service connected? It depends on your correlating aspects, okay? And I would love, Kishkin, if you could chime in on this in the comments, if you will. How I like to describe correlating aspects or factors to sleep apnea secondary is, first, are you obese? Okay. If you are overweight, what is the evidence that shows your weight gain stem from service or service-connected disability? You have to address obesity if you're obese. You have to. Other correlating factors are like medications like gabapentin would be a good one to link to correlating to sleep apnea. Breathing in heavy particulate matter or fine particulate matter like burn pits and stuff like that. Sometimes sleep apnea can be connected via TERA. Not often, but sometimes it can. Other correlating factors like PTSD, okay, anxiety. As we're sleeping, our body's tensing up, and so it's obstructing our airways, hence obstructive sleep apnea. There are a few others. Those are the main ones I see, but it comes with a lot of factors. Now, I'm going to say it this way for a reason. If you're fat, okay, and you're fat because you don't exercise, but you're able, and you're fat because you just lack a proper diet, and therefore you're obese, the VA is going to use that against you. They're going to. That's the number one reason for denial I've seen is obesity. Okay, now I do want to read what Kish is saying because I asked for his input there. So let me go down. I rate a lot of sleep apnea secondary to MDD. It's quite common. Awesome. So that's good news. I can tell you that. Also, Angela says hit the like button. I'd appreciate it. There are a lot of factors such as sleep apnea, which can cause you to wake up while you sleep and cause apnea episodes. Awesome. Sleep apnea due to mental health is one of the highest frequency of positive secondary grants. That's great news. What sucks is the VS or VA SRD changes to sleep apnea. That's going to suck. That's going to lower the amount of claims people are submitting for that. But that's a whole other topic. Okay. My CMP exam was done almost 2 months ago. Do you think I'll get my decision soon? Carl Jones, I hate to say this, but no one on this planet can give you an accurate timeline. I can make a guess. I'd give it 2 more months. Should be back. Could be tomorrow. Could be in 6 months. Could be in 9 months. I don't know. So I hate that's the answer, but that's the answer. Sorry. Okay. Rob R. I was there and it led me to the VA based on Army years of service. I don't even know what you're talking about. Finally got my 100% PNT. Congrats to you, Foreman's Funhouse. And I only had to have a knee replacement and a lumbar spinal infusion. Well, that knee replacement at least got you a 30% rating. So from a benefits perspective, that's good. Healthcare perspective, you also have a knee replacement and a lumbar spinal infusion. So glass half full, I guess. Can I file secondary after I file my intent to file? The answer is yes, but it's just weird how you worded it there. You have the intent to file, which means it's a warning order. Hey, VA, I'm going to file something, just letting you know. That's it. All right. So you have this intent to file. You can do initial direct claims. You can do aggravation claims. You can do secondary claims. You can even do secondary claims on those initial direct claims. You're going to need the evidence. That's another topic there. You can file whatever you want. Even if it's a supplemental claim, assuming you're outside of that 1 year window, you can still maintain this intent to file. That's all the intent to file is. Just maintains your intent. Hey, VA, I'm going to file for whatever it is. So the answer to your question is yes, but it applies to any claim there. Okay. Should I talk to a VSO? Yeah, why not? Absolutely. My wife texted me, so I'm going to have to read this. Okay. Yes, you should. Now, it depends on where you're at. Do you have access to a VSO? Delco Graham Veterans Foundation. They help veterans online. They're accredited VSOs, so you definitely have access to it. Finding one that fits you, that's a different question, but there's no reason not to. I'm on the good side of 90%. I'm terrified. So meaning he's 90 or higher. That's a good 90. But I'm terrified of trying for more. Oh my goodness, what a rookie. Hold on, give me a second. Okay, listen, I've had one-on-ones today, some private Q&As. I've used my camera a lot. Okay. I'm terrified of trying for more because I can't seem to get VA doctors to put anything helpful in my records and can't afford all the outside help. Hey, continue going to the VA, continue complaining about whatever's going on. Send a secure message, okay? And be very targeted. If you're dealing with migraines, for instance, and you're looking at treatment like gammaCore, right? Target that in a secure message. Don't send 20 things all at once. Be really specific and get the most bang for your buck, if you will. There's no reason to be terrified. I assume you mean poking the bear, which I hate that phrase. There's no reason for that. Build your evidence, submit your increases, submit your secondaries, whatever that is for you. Okay. I would not use the SF1A to submit the FOIA. Yeah. There's many, many ways you can go about that. I went to higher level review in October 23. Found a DTA error on 11 claims. That is bad. That's bad on the VA, not on you. Did have CMP exams redone in August 24. Nothing then. Nothing since then. I would absolutely be calling someone. Get that claim moving. Speak to a VSO, someone who has VBMS access. See if that claim is moving along. That is way too long. Lots of persistent hard work on your end too, brother. Def couldn't do it without the CivDiv though. Hey, thank you, Shane Adams. Appreciate that. Hi, Clay, new member. Welcome. JC, Jesus Christ, Jessica Carroll. We also have another new member, Manny Ciao Gino. What's up? How's it going? Welcome to the team. I definitely appreciate it. Is Concise Psych services for mental health covered by TRICARE Select? No. No. Insurance is not going to cover a medical opinion or a completed DPQ at all. I've never heard anything negative about Becom, which is rare for me. Oh, that's good. That's great. I am going to ask you questions offline because now I have so many more questions about who did you hear negative things about, but we'll do that later. Okay. I agree 100%. I literally fought for my 100 after watching everyone else get a higher rating than myself, and I'm falling apart, can't do normal activities with kids, wife, hobbies, etc. Yeah, dude, that's the issues I think a lot of people don't see is that veteran who is really missing out on like being connected with their children. I can tell you for me, that's one of the hardest things. And people just don't see that when it comes to VA disability at all, but not to get too deep there. All right. Lori T says, hey Clay, I just got here. That totally reminds me, I'm supposed to do what I'm supposed to do. Everyone give me a moment, and I will do something. I need to find Lori, and you are, oh my goodness, hold on. Let me find Lori real quick. Where is Lori at? Boom. Got it. Got it. Okay. All right. Cool beans. Thank you. Hey, Clay, I was diagnosed with tension headaches. Have a CMP exam or CMP on Monday. Any advice would be appreciated. Yes, I do have advice. I'm going to assume we're talking direct service connection here. Okay. Anytime you talk to a CMP examiner, this goes for any claim, not just migraines. You speak through the lens of the big three. Okay. Don't waste your time talking about things that don't matter. So, hey, talk to me about your migraines. Anytime I speak, I'm going to relate it back to service for direct. Hey, in 2012 was the first time I complained about migraines after my deployment, right? I'm linking it to service. I'm doing that through conversation. If I know where it's at, I'll mention that too. Hey, and I came back from Afghanistan on my first deployment. I complained about migraines during my post-deployment health assessment in 2013 around summertime. I would walk them on target there. So I'm linking it to service through conversation. At some point, I'm going to talk about my symptoms. And then that's in service. Once you go to VA or private healthcare, talk about your symptoms and what you've been doing to show continuity of symptoms. Hey, I spoke to the VA. I tried sumatriptan. I do like it, but it's a little too heavy for me. So I'm using a gammaCore device here that we just spoke about with Julianna. Okay. And you walk through your healthcare for migraines and you're walking them on target. And that goes for any claim. So Teddy, be very mindful of time frames when you're talking about migraines. If you're talking about symptoms, hey, I have to go lay down in a dark room. The first time that happened was in 2015 when I came home from Syria, right? Whatever is happening, you link it back to service. Now, something happened, and I think it's awesome. Option C, whoa, dude. Did not have to do that. I definitely appreciate it. It makes me feel weird. Started learning from you since 23, and I can honestly and wholeheartedly say that your platform helped me properly rated. Received my BDD results 2 weeks ago. Many thanks. Hey, that's great, dude. That is absolutely awesome. The good news is if you're 100% PNT, probably don't mess with it. If you're not, you just left service. You still have within that 1 year. And then if you're not PNT, think about secondaries. Not now, but 5 years from now, 10 years from now, if your conditions, especially debilitating ones, the more severe ones, they're probably going to develop other conditions or get worse. Keep that in mind if you're not PNT, and then go forth and do great things with that. But congrats to you, dude. BDD claims are one of the best things that the VA has ever done. VA and DOD, I should say. All right, can carpal tunnel be claimed when you're broke wrist in the service? It absolutely can. And I know that because you see that gnarly scar right here? And then you can barely see it, but there's a scar. I get that drained every so often. It's carpal tunnel. I broke my wrist in service. That's 10%, and I have carpal tunnel rated at 10%. Now, the wrist was at 10. The carpal tunnel was at 0. Then I had to actually go ahead and do an increase there. Okay. It's another good point, Kish, about for CMP exams for migraine specifically from Teddy. He asked about the migraine CMP exam. You have to understand what the VA is looking for. And so I'm going to show you why Kish is saying this. I think that part is very important here. All right. This is gammaCore's website. I'm going to go to Google 38 CFR, eCFR, migraines. You're going to go to the neurological piece. I'm going to Control F, type in migraines, boom. The reason Kish is saying, say what the VA is looking for, is because it's right here. Usually when people talk about prostrating migraines, they only reference 50%, which is wrong, because you see with characteristic prostrating migraines for 30, you see prostrating attacks for 10, and then less frequent attacks. And so you really need to describe your symptoms as they truly are. And if they are prostrating, you need to go into what that actually looks like for you. And medications and treatment plans is very, very good. Like if you're prescribed sumatriptan at 50 milligrams and you were prescribed that in January of 2023, you haven't refilled that script, you haven't done anything with it, you don't take it, that's evidence that your migraines aren't that bad, because if they were, you'd be taking your prescription. And think of the opposite. You have evidence of constant refills. You're taking your script because you need it. Maybe you're using gammaCore because you need it. Okay, you're constantly refilling that script, and that is solid evidence to show you're prostrating migraines. Anyways, awesome. Okay, thank you for that. Let me mark where we're at. And we will look at debt-free dad attorney reactions. I really feel like this is a YouTube channel, and I'm totally going to look it up right after I answer this question. So thank you for the donation. I appreciate it. Went from 10 to 90 in 12 months. Your content helped. Hey, I'm so glad. I'm glad you got the increase. Okay. I'm glad that I was a part of that. All this, I want to be clear. People are donating. You don't have to. There's no obligation to at all. I will answer everyone's questions. Well, as many as I can. And information on YouTube is free, right? Now, I have a ton of videos. I also want to show you. I have 600 videos, so it can be a little overwhelming. But never fear. You don't have to donate or anything. There's a playlist called What You Need to Know. And it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 videos. These are if you're going to look at anything, watch these 13, and you don't have to watch 600 plus videos all over everywhere. So here's that playlist. You want to go ahead and start that. This is for anyone, like bulletproof claim, finding your diagnosis, finding how to look at increases. One of my favorite videos I have ever made here is No One Cares. The master condition list. I actually need to switch that out with the most recent one I made, actually. But I'll do that. Okay. Bearded Believer says, first, thank you. Says, submitted a claim with Veterans Guardian before knowing the truth about them. Am I stuck having to pay? So I'm not going to give you legal advice on contract stuff. It would just be very out of pocket for me to do that. I can tell you I wouldn't do it. But I'll say this, dude. Okay. Went with Veterans Guardian. It's not the end of the world. They are good at what they do. If they weren't, they wouldn't be in business. They wouldn't be talking to the House of Veterans Affairs Committee. Okay. Although their CEO got absolutely blasted during that hearing, they're still good at what they do. Are they going to charge you 5 times the increase? That answer is absolutely yes. You're going to be paying a lot of money, but you're going to be rated. I wish you didn't go with them, but you already did. It's not the end of the world. You'll have to decide what to do with that information. Hope that helps. I know it doesn't. Okay. Let me go back here. All right. I just had a nerve study done on both arms due to recurring numbness. Was informed that I have mild carpal tunnel syndrome left hand, but the right side is due to a pinched nerve in my neck. I don't know what your question is, but I can probably imply it. Both of those could potentially be secondaries. My carpal tunnel is secondary. And then nerve damage to cervical strain could be secondary. Very common. Or like a shoulder, right? Those are very common claims there. You would need the wrist or the neck or the shoulder service connected to even think about secondary. There's also a direct service connection. You would need evidence from service. And then there's a Terra exam, which for nerves, I have seen nerves connected via Terra a few times. I wouldn't say it's common. I don't think anything is common via Terra, to be honest with you, at least from my perspective. But yeah. Okay. Let's look at, here we go. My back. Oh yeah, multiple CMP exams. Jared Wilkinson says, just had 3 CMP exams last week. VSO says 3 of the 4 conditions I filed say denied, but then said the raters could say something else. Is he saying the examiners denied me? I don't know who he is. Is it VSO? VSO says 3 of the 4 conditions I filed say denied. Oh, okay. I got it. Yeah. I'd probably... Is he saying the examiners denied me? Yeah. He's basically saying through VBMS, your DBQs say less likely as not, which means no for those 3. That's exactly what he's saying. Can the raters overturn that? That answer is yes. They need some hardcore evidence there. Is that going to happen? Nope. I'd probably bet my life on it, to be honest with you. But you have less likely as not opinions on a DBQ from an examiner. It's not going to happen. Yes, you're going to be denied those 3 claims. But hey, you got, assuming you got the 4th one there connected. Okay. Denied tinnitus. because I said my hearing was good after PDHA years ago. Could I present an argument with HLR, or am I stuck? You're never stuck. It does self-reports of not having ringing in your ears and not experiencing hearing loss does suck. I will say that. But it's not your claim's not dead. I want to know the other evidence associated with that. What was your MOS? What was your deployments like? Like, were you artillery? Because then I would say, yeah, absolutely. Or were you like an administrative clerk? Okay. So it just depends on what's going on there and this is me guessing without looking at a decision letter and going off of a self-report of having perfect hearing. Okay. Nuclear Chicken says, don't forget to join the Discord. Absolutely join the Discord if you haven't. It's in the description, not of this video, but of every other video you find, you'll find it. Okay. How much rating percentage to reach 100% disability or 100% P&T? Let's go find out. So, how much do you need? My favorite calculator is DAV. DAV's calculator is hands down my favorite. I guess to answer your question, it could be 1. That's a joke. Let's talk about most common. Okay, most common mental health 50%, back 20%, radiculopathy in each leg 10% each. Let's say you have tinnitus. What are some other common conditions? Left knee, right knee, pretty common. So you got flat feet at 30%, sleep apnea at 50%, and what is a 20%? What's a common 20 or a common 10 because you're at a 5.4? Let's say you got hypertension at 10. Okay. Let's say you got urinary frequency at 10. Those aren't common though. Let's say you had IBS at 30. That's pretty common. IBS at 30 is at least more common than those two. So doing the math here, 50, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 150, 200, 230. That's for this scenario. Okay. So it's either 1, it's 230, or it could be, I'm not going to do this, but you get my point. It's not a set number. I guess I am going to do this. You get the point. It's not a set number. VA so short-staffed. My wife was denied for ED during a HLR. Spoiler alert, my wife does not have ED and did not file for it. Oh, okay. I was going to say FSAD is an option there. That's hilarious. Or, whoever your partner is, I guess, to each their own. How much rating percentages? Oh, yeah, I totally missed that question, dude. To reach 100% disability or 100% P&T. So for P&T, your service connection here, all of these, not all, the numbers need to add up to 100 using VA math. And they have to be static. So if all these are static, you get P&T. If they're not, you get 100% scheduler. Okay. I'm going to answer a few more questions here and then dip out. Let's go. I'm going to go to the bottom for those of us who are still here and answer some new questions. All right. What should I look for to boost a frequent urination claim secondary to, I can easily answer this one. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Okay. Go to the Gunny Googles. We're going to go to urinary frequency, 38 CFR, ECFR. We're going to type in that. We're going to type in urinary. The good news is we don't have to guess. The VA tells us. And it's right here. Let me zoom in for you. Oh, whoa. Too much. So, you're rated. What was your rating? Okay, I don't know. At 10%, daytime voiding, going pee-pee. Interval between 2 and 3 hours, or awakening to void 2 times per night. Daytime, 1 or 2 hours, or awakening to void 3 to 4 times. And then looking at interval less than 1 hour, that would absolutely be miserable. And then, or awakening to void 5 or more times per night. There you go. Absolutely solid secondary to hypertension medications. Looking at diuretics. Okay. I'm looking for a question. Can you connect lower lumbar to upper back? The answer is yes. I can tell you, looking at CMP examiner rationales, a lot of people try to do this with degenerative arthritis, like arthritis spreading in the spine. I don't think I've ever seen that one connected. When you look at cervical strains, various impact claims, breaks, things like that, yes, you can. I'll tell you this. Just from looking at decision letters, and this is the only data I have on this, in my opinion, it's easier to connect musculoskeletal secondary to other musculoskeletal from ground up. So flat feet, severe flat feet, like pronounced flat feet causing ankle issues, knee issues, maybe back issues, lower back causing neck issues. It's usually from ground up. Can you go top down? Absolutely. I'm just saying it seems to be more difficult. Yeah, all the lives are, I'm going to sneeze here. Okay. All of the lives are saved. Every live I've ever done is saved. I've actually only deleted one, and that's because that person was mean. Well, I deleted 2. One was a CMP examiner who asked if I could, VetCom's live. We're going to go say hi. That is random. Let's see. You go to live here, and you can see all these. Any question you have has been answered in one of these, okay? I've answered a lot. Let's go look at VetCom's live, and we'll just go say hi. Not the plan, by the way.
Take out every done.
I'm getting back on track with factor.
Oh.
Fresh, never.
You can take a mental health rating and then stack on things like IBS, GERD, and other, phenomena that are not necessarily mental health related. Hopefully that answered your question. I have Devin. I'm waiting on the rating stage and been a month today. I did receive a letter saying it will take additional time. How long does the rating usually take? Well, depending on whether you're working with us or another organization, our average time to rating is 4 months, which is very good. Now, sometimes it takes 6 months. Sometimes it takes 32 days, which is our fastest that we've ever done. But if you've been at the rating stage for a month today.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to hop off. Okay. Thank you very much for attending the stream. I definitely appreciate it. I did miss something. Killian, I need to
Find me to check my VA app. because
she says something,
we're going to
makes
get
her hear it.
into
My
more
bad.
veteran anxiety, more analysis paralysis.
Where is
If we keep
Kellyanne?
checking every single day, it's like checking your weight every day. You're not going to lose a pound every single day. So that's just my best advice. The Civ Div Clay. Yes, here you are. VetCom is the best. I love you.
Okay.
VA claim company, one-time flat fee, no charge on future benefits. This is the way. That's why we love you so much. We absolutely are. I just feel like last year we helped 10,000 veterans. 10,000.
Okay. I'm gonna head off. Thank you very much for attending the stream, Kellyanne. Thank you. Did I get everyone? Okay. Bye.